Today's how to build is on Luigi! Oh yeah! If you like this video, here are some other how to build videos you might enjoy. I've received almost 50 comments asking me to build Luigi, which makes him the most requested build outside of my Minecraft stuff. I thought I would switch it up and do something non-Minecraft from my request list. So this is going to be a longer video, so let me quickly walk you through what we're going to talk about today. And there's links in the descriptions if you want to jump ahead to different parts of this video. So we're going to start with Minifig scale Luigi and Fire Luigi, and then we'll do Doublefig scales of both of them. Then I'm going to revisit the Mario builds that I did in the past. I slightly altered them based on my Luigis. And I'm going to also take a look back at my Link and Mega Man builds. Let's jump right into it with Minifig scale Luigi. Starting with Luigi's legs, you want to use plain blue legs and attach 1x1 brown plates to the bottom to make him a little bit taller than an average minifig and to represent his shoes. One thing I considered using for the legs, which I decided not to in the end, was Woody's pants, the Woody Toy Story figure. They were taller legs that were blue with brown bottoms, but they were just a bit too tall. Luigi would be really tall if you used those legs. But if you want to have super tall Luigi, that's a choice. For the torso, it's a plain green torso with green arms and white hands, and then I've painted onto the torso some blue overalls with yellow spots on it. Turn it around on the back, just blue overalls. I know that a lot of you don't like painting minifigures, but there's really no other option for accurate overalls here. The overall pieces in Lego tend to be in white with blue. If you have these. I tried painting that green and it was a terrible disaster, so that's why I recommend starting with green and painting on blue. You could also start with a blue torso and paint on green if you prefer. Another route to go would be just having a plain green torso. Not very exciting, but it's another option. Or using a torso like this that's got something going on that could sort of be interpreted as overalls. Not really. Not a lot of good options for non-customized torsos here. For his head, I thought this one captured his Luigi-ness the best. I like the curliness of the mustache and the sort of smirkiness of the smile. Runner-up for me is the Johnny Thunder head. And you know, this head that I used for as a backup for Mario, I also thought is an okay choice. You can also look back at all the heads I showed for my Mario video, had some different head options there. The hat I used for Luigi is a Shapeways product by Mingles. A link in the description to that. You have to paint it yourself, which was very time consuming, but it's the exact shape of a Luigi hat should be, and it's made to fit on a Lego minifigure. So if you're looking for a really accurate custom Lego Minifig Luigi, that hat is the way to go. So just a quick note about the Mingles Shapeways accessories. When you get them, they come looking like this, or at least the ones I ordered did. There's different types of plastic you can use. So they're unpainted, just sort of white plastic. They're a nice plastic, pretty sturdy, feels a little grittier than Lego plastic. But he's done a really good job of, you know, making it compatible with Lego. So the inside of the hat looks like the inside of a Lego hat. The, you know, hand clips fit in minifigure hands. So they're totally compatible with Lego, but custom made, and you have to do all the painting. As far as official Lego hats, the sort of green baseball cap is the best you're gonna get, unless you want to get a bunch of these painter's caps in white and paint one green. But as far as non-custom pieces, this hat was the best I could find. Looking at some other custom pieces, this beret piece from Brickforge comes in lime green and dark green. It's the best approximation I could find, but it really looks more like a military character than Luigi. But again, there's just not a lot of options out there in green hats to begin with. These are the pieces you need to build Luigi's vacuum, the Poltergust 3000. Or 5,000. One of the stranger pieces you need for the vacuum is this black wheel piece. You can find them on these hand carts and skateboards, so steal one off the bottom of those. You're good to go. I'm going to take a 1x2 red plate with double clips and center that middle thing right in there. take a 1x1 plate with clip, clip it there. Take a 1x1 plate with circle clip, 1x1 plate, an offset plate, do a round plate this way, cheese slope. Down here we'll do a 1x1 gray circle plate, a transparent neon green circle plate, then one of these old flexible hoses in light gray. This should all clip onto one of these neck pieces here. That'll go on the back of Luigi. And for the head of the vacuum, do an offset plate and a 1x2 plate in light gray. Then take your Luigi, pull off his head, stick on the vacuum, put his head back on. You can flex the hose so that it fits in his hand. And now you're ready to go bust some ghosts. Sorry, vacuum some ghosts. Now let's move on to Fire Luigi. So Fire Luigi is pretty straightforward. Green pants, again with the brown 1x1 plates for shoes. Luckily, there is actually the right torso that exists in LEGO for him, so it's a green torso on white. I'll put a link in the description to where you can find that. And then you want white arms and white hands. Again, you can use whatever Luigi face you feel like. And this white painter's cap is the perfect hat. The only thing you could do to make it more accurate would be to put a tiny green L on the front. So Fire Luigi, pretty straightforward in minifig scale. Let's move on to the Doublefig scale Luigi. These are the pieces you'll need for Luigi's torso. Start with a 2x3 plate in blue. Then we're going to put 3 1x2 plates on the bottom. This is important for how we're connecting the legs. In the center here, we're going to do a 1x2 brick in blue. And on each side, do some 1x2 tiles. Now I had to do the top of the torso a little different than I did Mario's because I didn't have some of the same pieces in green. So I'm using this Technic brick in green, 2 of those, because that's what I had. Then we're using a Technic half pin, going 1 in each direction. And we're going to set this aside for a second while I build some stuff out. So take a 1x2 plate in blue, a 1x1 plate in blue, and a round 1x1 in yellow. Stick that all together like so. And then do a 1x2 offset plate in green and a 1x2 tile in blue. Stick that on this side. And you're going to do the mirror image on the other side, like that. And then a tile and an offset plate. The issue about how these pieces are connected on the side of the torso is that they have a tendency to move around. To make the torso more secure, pull it off. Take some animating putty. I've got some yellow one rolled into a ball here. Stuck it inside the yellow circular plate. And then stick this back on the side. And then it's less likely to twist around. These are the pieces you'll need for Luigi's arms and legs. So for the arm, it's real simple. Get a 1x3 plate in green. Then put a 1x1 plate with circle clip in white on the end. The 1x1 round plate on that. And if you have it, a 1x2 tile in green, but I did not, so I just used some 1x1 tiles, because I've got a lot of those. And then the other arm's just going to be mirror image of that. So then you can stick those on the side of the torso. They go really well here. They have a little trouble getting past the waist there, so you have to pull it out a little bit. For the leg, start with a dark tan 1x2 plate, and then do brown 1x2 on top of that. Brown 1x1 tile, blue cylinder, and 2 1x1 round plates in blue. Stick that all together. You've got 2 legs. Now the hole at the top will fit into that little bit in the middle of the 1x2 plates. So they fit perfectly there. These are the pieces you need for Luigi's head. Start with our good friend, the 1x2 offset plate in tan. Then a 2x2 plate in tan. On top of that, some 1x1 plates with clips in the front in black. You could also do the 1x2 version here since we're doing double. And then we're going to add a nose with this 1x2 click hinge plate, just like the villager and all my Simpsons characters. To fill out the mustache, I'm going to use some of these black horn / tooth pieces, make them point up. A little bit exaggerated for a mustache, but I think it looks pretty good. We're going to put a 1x2 plate in tan in the back there. Then some brown headlight bricks for his hair. Fill in some ears in tan 1x1 round plates. And on the front, do some eyes. So tan headlight bricks. And then our other good friend, the 1x1 tile with eyepiece printed on it. Make sure they line up well and don't look too googly-eyed. And the back here, start building his hat with a 1x2 plate in green. And this is a good place to use that 1x2 tile if you have that, or you could use more 1x1s. In the front, we're going to do a 2x2 round plate. Now here is something that was a stroke of genius I had while building Luigi that I didn't figure out for Mario, which is one of these 1x2 handle pieces. Stick that on sideways in between that those two things there, and it'll fit on the tile on the back. And then on the front, take one of these 1x1 white plates with a hole in it and stick it in the center. Now this isn't going to fit perfectly here because something I'll show you later. So it's going to stick off the plate a little bit, but it's really a fantastic way to get the white circle with the little bit of green inside of it that's true on his cap. So pretty darn accurate hat there. Only downside is that it's kind of empty up there, so you might want to fill that in with something if you're feeling so inclined. But I mostly look at it from the front or the side, so I think it's pretty good as is. If you don't have this piece, another way to build the hat is to get one of these slope top pyramid pieces. Put it back here, get some cheese slopes in green, put those up here. There's a hat. Not as good, but not so bad. And now you can add his head onto his body, and you've got a Doublefig scale Luigi. His head can rotate around on that offset plate. His arms can twist, so you can position him in different ways. Luigi! Oh yeah! Kinda? I don't know. Voices are hard. These are the pieces you need to build Luigi's vacuum. Start with a 2x4 plate in red. Then under that, do a 2x2 round plate in light gray, a 1x2 plate in light gray, a 1x2 in red. Connect all that together with your 2x4 plate. On top of it, do a light gray axle piece. I couldn't find this in red, otherwise I'd be using red here. And then some white wheels with black tires. Then a offset plate. Some cheese slopes. Another offset plate. I'm using this 1x2 gray tile that's printed and has cool designs on it. You could do other things down there since it's really just a big red switch, but I like that better. And then I used two neon green 1x1 round plates here. You could also try doing this green doobly-doo, sort of lollipop stick bulb thing. I thought it stuck out too much, but it is the right color. So that's an option. I don't like it. I went with that. Then here, do a light gray cone piece. And I found this nice silver flex tube thingy for the hose. If you don't have that, I also found this silver tube thingy, which might be another option. We're going to do a little back surgery here. Pull out this 1x2 blue brick in here. Put a 1x1 blue brick, and I'm using light gray, but the color doesn't matter here, because then we replace the top of Luigi. And then we're going to line up the middle of that 1x2 light gray plate with the hole. in the brick. Gonna bend his arm down and stick the hose into the back there. So that's what that looks like. Take the 1x1 round plate off the front of his hand. Then get one of these pin connector pieces from Technic in silver and a 3x3 radar dish in silver as well. Connect them together and stick them onto the front of his hand here. And now you've got Luigi, who is ready to vacuum up some ghosts. Now let's move on to Doublefig Fire Luigi. There's really not a lot to say about Fire Luigi. The only difference is everywhere you used blue in regular Luigi, you'll use green in Fire Luigi. And everywhere you used green in regular Luigi, you'll use white in Fire Luigi. Just a couple places where that differs. So for the arm here, I used a 1x3 tile across the top, and that made me let me use a 1x2 plate and then the circle clip down there. So that just gets his hand a little bit closer in, whereas Luigi's hands are sticking out a little bit more. Just a different way you could build the arms because of the long tiles that are available in white. The other area where Fire Luigi is a little bit different is the hat. So in white, there is this awesome piece that's a 2x2 with a circle in the front with a little hole in it. That hole has always been weird for me when I've used this piece in the past, but I'm going to show you why it's perfect in this situation. So if we take our 1x2 bracket with the 1x1 plate with hole in it, stick that on the side here, this hole will actually let this sit flush because a little bit of that circle plate falls into that hole there. So this is really made for this type of hat piece. So I don't have this piece in green, but I do have it in white, so that's really nice for building the Fire Luigi hat. You could also paint a little dab of green in there if you wanted to be super accurate here. But I think it's pretty good as is. Now let's take a look back at Mario. Many of you have probably already seen my video on how to build Mario out of Lego, but I made some slight updates to those models after building my Luigi. So if you want to build the models I'm showing you here, start with the models in that video and then do some slight adjustments in this video. So the only changes I made at the minifigure scale are that I added the Mingles Shapeways hat here, which I painted red and white. And then I also painted the bottom of his pants brown to look like shoes, so that he has the same look as Luigi, but being a slightly bit smaller. Do a close-up on the Mingles hat. Mingles hat. Mingles hat. So this is how I made Mario back when I first built the Doublefig scale Mario. But then when I put him next to Luigi, he looked a little weird, so I figured I needed to adjust him a little bit. So first thing to do, I'm going to pull off this neck piece here because it never really made sense. We're going to tear apart his head like so. Going to give him a nose to match his brother. Move the mustache piece down below that. That's going to be not the best connection. It's going to be a little loose there, but it's going to look good. Put another 1x2 plate behind that in tan. Then we can stick this right there. So he's lost his neck, but that kind of makes sense next to his brother that he's the necklace shorter one. But now he's got a nose to go with his mustache. If I could figure out how to connect it, I might use this Batarang as his mustache. But I couldn't figure out a good way to make that stick on there. The other thing I changed is his shoes. So originally I had made them totally in dark tan, but I switched up here and used some brown, dark tan 1x2 tile on the bottom, then a brown 1x2 plate, and then a brown 1x1 plate. And if you want to get really fancy, a round 1x1 plate might actually be a better choice here for the shoe. And then the last thing to adjust is just making his hat up to the new Luigi standard, which uses that great round plate with hole in it to match. And then you've got Mario and Luigi. And I actually kind of like that their torsos are built differently, so that Mario's a little fatter than Luigi, and Luigi's a little skinnier and tall. And you can put Fire Mario through the exact same transformation we just did with Mario. So adjusting the head to add in a nose, move the mustache down, get rid of the neck piece, and change the hat. And then you can have Fire Mario and Fire Luigi throwing fireballs together. Fireballs! So when I ordered Mingle's Shapeways Luigi and Mario hats, I also decided to order his Link accessories. So this hat and hair piece, and this sword, the shield I showed you earlier, I still haven't finished painting. It's a really great addition to the Link. This hat in particular is really hard to do in Lego, as you saw in my Link video. You'll notice here I've changed his head color to be yellow, because when I was painting this, I painted the ears yellow without thinking about it. Painted the hat green, of course. His hair I did sort of a tan, light brown color. Painting the Master Sword with blue and silver. And I'll show you all another update when I finally get that shield painted. So Mingles also makes a great Shapeways Lego Mega Man helmet. So when I got that, I painted that, so blue and light blue and a little bit of red. One criticism I have of the Mingles Mega Man helmet is that it is a little bit loose, so it doesn't really fit tightly onto the head. It comes off really easily. So what I ended up doing was using some yellow animating putty, sticking that on the top of his head, and then that helped make a nice connection for the helmet there. I don't know if that was my helmet, was just Miss 3D printed, or if the design is a little bit looser there. Just one thing I wanted to point out about this helmet. The design is really great though, so if you're looking for custom Mega Man helmet, this is the one to go for. And since I had to buy the light blue nail polish to paint that, I decided to also paint some of these antenna holders here, 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 and here. If you remember from my Mega Man video, I complained about the fact that they did not exist in that color in Lego, and that's why I was using the blue ones. But since I was going through the trouble of painting this, I thought I'd paint some of those. And that allowed me to make his limbs a lot shorter to be more accurate to sort of how he is in the game. So once I have all those in place, then for the cannon over here, I'm just using one stud, then the head, and then another stud in that transparent light blue. I did the arm a little bit different over here. 2 transparent light blue studs, then a square plate and a round plate in blue over here. On the bottom, I did the shoes differently. So this is just a 1x2 plate in blue with a cheese slope and a square plate, and then a transparent light blue stud there. I think this is looking a lot more like original Mega Man than my Mega Man figure I did before. It's more custom, so fewer pieces that come in official Lego colors. But if you're looking for a lot of accuracy in your Mega Man, this might be the way to go.
Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments telling me what you want to see me build in the future. If you like this video, here are some other how to build videos you might enjoy.
You want to use plain blue. Down here we're going to do blarg. What have I forgotten? Might be a good idea to stick some animating putty in there if you want to keep it in place, or glue it if you're feeling adventurous. And by adventurous I mean like President Business.
These are the pieces you need for Luigi's head.
These are the pieces you need to build Luigi's vacuum. The Poltergust 3000, 5000, whatever number. Blarg. But this longer, silver, flexible, ribbed hose thing piece, it's pretty good. I'm gonna pull the That was perfect. Just fly away, vacuum. Fly away. If you don't have a 1x2 tile here, your other options are a $100 bill or this grill. So tile, bill, or grill. But if you're looking for super accuracy in your Mega Man, well, you should paint the back and not just leave it to be a fisherman. Luigi with a vacuum. This song doesn't make any sense. He's squeaky. Why is Luigi so squeaky? Squeaky.